Well, hello there YouTube, this is SJK992, and I won't be the first to do one of these things, but who cares? The new list for Yu-Gi-Oh! Looks pretty damn amazing, I have to admit. So much has been completely and utterly slaughtered, it is unbelievable, and I'm hoping to get across the new age of creativity with this sort of thing, because literally a lot has been hit. So I'm just going to go briefly through things. So adding to the ban list, we have Burner, Dragon Ball Sparks, Elemental Hero Stratos, Lightning, Reactin and Steam. So all the baby dragons still got banned compared to the Japanese list. Now, the first ever number to get banned is not going to be Big Eye. It is number 16, Shockmaster, which makes sense, really. No point in hitting Big Eye whatsoever, because it was the spam and speed that was getting it out too quickly. But Shockmaster has been a pain in the ass for a lot of people for a rather long time now. So, you know. Moving swiftly on, Card Destruction's been hit, as has Gateway of the Six. Heavy Storm is gone. Monster Reborn, gone. Part of Avarice is gone as well. Spellbook of Judgment, obviously had to. But also, Super Rejuvenation is gone. So for those people who think they've escaped with the Dragon Exodia sort of thing, yeah, no, you're not having a turn either. Also, Solemn Judgment's gone, and Ultimate Offering has been hit as well. Offering, at the moment, yeah, that's acceptable. Madoshias can spam, Gadgets can spam, with Gear most likely coming back in Heavy Storm as well, coming back in Heavy Force even, sorry. There'll be a lot more fun to use, but still. Moving on to the limited side of things. Atlantean Dragoons has been added to the limited, along with Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Spirit. So that nullifies, well, doesn't nullify, it hurts the decks, Fire Fist and Atlantean ML, irrespectively. Spirit would be, I think, if anything had to be called for the sake of it being called to replace, I think Spirit's been hit over Rooster over here, because Rooster's not even been played yet. So, Dragoons has been asking for it. Deep Sea Diva, I believe that and Birdman were in the OCG list. Rescue Rabbit and Thunder King have gone to one as well, so that's an interesting turn of events. I can understand Thunder King actually, because it's not as much as the blocking of adding to hand. It's more, it's a 1/9 beast that can negate a special summon. But then again, considering that this list promotes much more than it believes it does. But moving on, Mind August has been hit, so we now have 2 Evagishki Ritual Monsters in the limited zone. That's because of that stupid thing they could do with looping August and decking things down and whatever the hell it was. And Duloran has become limited as well. That's an interesting one. I don't understand the reasoning behind it, but I'm sure someone could probably fill me in. Move on to a limited Xyz now, which is Constellar Palomina, whatever you fucking pronounce it, M7. I just call it M7. That was part of the whole Gus Kraken issue in the first place, but I think it's causing more problems now over here. That, or they were wanting to prevent other things from happening. Unless it was linked to the Mind August, I honestly do not know. Now, Dimensional Fissure, Goldsark, and Macrocosmos are on the limited list as well. So that screws my macro deck right up the ass. But, yeah, they've been meaning to be hit for so long. And because this looks like an age of creativity, people are going to need the graveyard. They're not going to want things getting banished. And if they get banished, they want it to be from maybe like a lone BLS or something that just banishes for the sake of banishing, like Chaos Sorcerer. But, you know, also, Royal Tribute and Bottomless have been moved from 2 to 1. Not happy about the Bottomless, but again, it's a case of sorting stuff out. And plus, now that Trap Holes have search power through Trap Tricks, it's sort of self-explanatory for itself. Also, compulsory and eradicate epidemic virus and soul drain have also been added to the limited part of the list. EV, that could have just done staying. That could have stayed unlimited or go put to 2 for the sake of being put to 2 to just be, done with it. But that opens up too much. With Heavy Storm gone, you've only got 3 MSTs, Night Beams. There's barely anything else that destroys spells and traps. Then again, there are a few cards that just destroy cards in general, but it depends. But yeah, Soul Drain is interesting. Also, Torrential Tribute is also at 1 now, which sort of stuns up my Mechlo Gear a little bit, but it's not that much of a problem. Moving on to the limited side of things, Mizuki and Plague Spreader are up to 2 each. Definitely promotion for vampires and Ghost Tricks and whatever else they could possibly be used in. I know I run the Oni XE's rank 4 spam for zombies. Now, even without Shockmaster, without Reborn, you've still got a lot of reborning power. I mean, you've got your 3 Book of Life, you've got your 3 Zombie Master. I think I run 3 Blue-Blooded Oni. Your Dojis can recycle your 1 or 2 Mizukis, whichever you prefer. 3 Call the Haunted as well. It's still pretty ridiculous if you think about it, but it depends on what else people play and what they create. Also, TT Striker's gone up to 2 now, so that promotes the Synchro element without bringing back Trishula, which I know a lot of people are completely raging mad over. Tenki is the only spell added to the semi list. That was being called for the OCG as well, I believe. But also, D-Prison's gone from being unlimited to semi, which makes sense because it's Mirror Force at 2. I don't think 3D Prison would have been good, especially considering you've lost Heavy Storm. But then again, as I said, you've got your Night Beams and you've got your MSTs. Now, things that are no longer being hit. Yeah, Malicious is at 3. Agent of Mystery Earth is at 3. Tsukiyomi, that should have been done a long time ago. A Hero Lives, an Emergency Call. I'm fully assuming that that's purely on the basis that they've decided to piss on Stratos. But, to be fair, everything needs an equal chance, and Stratos was probably the one thing that gave Heroes the chance to just expand out with, trying different things. Black Whirlwind at 3. I can't really see Blackwings making much of an appearance, but if they do, then kudos to them. The Seal of Convocation. I've forgotten which one that's the Searcher, I believe. That no one even gives 10 fucks about heretics at the moment, unless this is to try and promote the Blue Eyes stuff, which you could see heretic builds being built around, but it varies. Duality at 3, kind of needed to a set extent. You've slowed them down to a point where people are creating stuff with their, their own minds, because half the people that you know and love and win the tournaments and shit have had, most likely neck decked from somewhere. Also, Scapegoat. This has been a talking point for everyone I know, because the Joey Legendary Collection now has Scapegoat tokens and Stray Lamb tokens, and now we've got 3 blooming Scapegoats we can run, which is ridiculous for Mecha Phantom Beasts, which are gonna be brilliant, this format, in some respects. A lot of decks that would just, just going to become amazing. I mean, Gear, Infernity, Chamberlain's still going to be a flipping annoying piece of crap to face. Zombies, both vampires, Oni XEs, and various different builds. Actually, another deck that would actually seem to benefit quite well from this is actually Lightsworn, perhaps. But I love the fact as well that, this ban list just promotes so much creativity, so much flair for people to test with. I mean, it really does bring out the best in a duelist to try and build around so much change. I mean, I'm not one to toot my own horn, but ever since the OCG list had been announced, and a bit before that actually, I'd had doubts about the list copying over because some of it seemed a bit iffy. Some of it just seemed preparatory, so to speak, because everyone's preparing for rule changes. Because the other thing to mention about this list is the fact it doesn't end in March, it ends in December, which means we're having, that's September, October, November, that's 4 months of this list, which is more than enough time to promote whatever they want, because February time is the release date of the Legacy of the Variant pack, which is the pack after Shadow Spectres. So, it'll be interesting, because we've just had, literally, like 2 weeks of Judgment of the Light. Not even that. And so, we can now move forward to Shadow Spectres in November. So that's 2 of the 4 months. So halfway through this ban list, we are going to be playing with a whole new set of cards, as well as the cards that are released in tins, which actually, yeah, whatever's released in those tins, promo-wise, be it based on the fact that, if I assume is right, then Black Ship of Khorne, Catchy Kochi Dragon, they won't see that much play. Black Ship might do, actually. Black Ship's just brilliant. But then again, actually, Catchy Kochi Dragon could actually see a bit of play. It's actually not a bad Xyz, to be fair. But it depends. But yeah, that's another thing that's going to be interesting. The fact that there's still rekindling about if Quasar is the other tin promo for the Blaster tin, which I don't disagree with. It's more a case of, I believe it's going to be the Supremacy Sun because Konami just love to troll people. Then that could be interesting, because there's the only thing that actually dicks on, like, Laval's trying to like go all out, is the fact they have no Avarice anymore. They still have their Mortal Conduction, they still have, basically they can go all out, but once they go all out they cannot come back in, which is what Avarice allowed them to do. 4-axis for Fire Fist is going to be the way forward for Spirits at 1. I believe that the Tenki hit was not... I don't think Tenki should have been the first fire formation to be hit. I think Tensu is worse than Tenki in some regards, not all. And plus, Tenki could have probably been hit a lot worse, like to 1. But they have to promote Bujins, and because they've got Bear coming out of the tin, a lot of Bujin players like that sort of thing. So, you know. What else is there to go on about? Let's think. I don't know. I mean, the format's literally gonna become the age of creativity. And I mean, I can be quite a creative person. I mean, I've got decks already on the go to try and sort things out. I mean, I'm a prolific Madolche fan. I'm a prolific Burning Knuckler Battling Boxer fan. And to try and make those decks work in this format and to make them better and to make them work, which I had success with without using half the staples that people are now losing, and I'm going to have to lose the other half, obviously. But, I mean, my god, it's ridiculous. On the plus side, though, certain decks that have still been top tier for a while still have a shot. I mean, Mermail aren't dead. They're just slow as hell now. But they still have the 3 Sphere, they still have the 3 Cetus, or whatever it was, the one that was limited on the other one but isn't hit on this. They've just lost Dragoons instead, so they've lost some search power. They've lost Diva, so they can't do as much with that. Fire Fist have said it's 4-axis will be the way forward instead of 3-axis, which will scupper up some of my friends' hopes and dreams. But that's how life is. What else hasn't been hit to a degree which is sensible? Spellbooks. They've lost Judgment, that's it. They've not listed. Everything else is completely fine. And plus they've got nothing to fear from Eradicator, so you can go for the control build that people used to run beforehand and still do pretty well. Also, I forgot about the fact that the big dragons still exist, so A lot of decks can still run those, like the Mermails. Fire Fist might start running Blaster. I don't know if they did beforehand, but they can definitely start to run it now. What else? I guess anything that can run an E-Dragon can do well. I never liked I've tested E-Dragons, but they weren't really E-Dragons. Anyway, I'm mumbling on now, so I'm just going to stop. So yeah, this is SJK9N2, just giving an insight into the ban list and bits and pieces. You can agree, disagree. I don't really care. But yeah, I'll have more videos soon. Ish. Depends what mood I'm in. But yeah. So once again, have a good day, YouTube, and I'll see you soon.